Yo, what's going on YouTube? We back at it with another video. I know we've been dropping a lot of videos today, but I'm trying to get all the information I can out. Don't forget to like, subscribe, drop a comment down below on what you want next. Today I have something actually pretty interesting to show you because instead of just talking about topping, I can show you the difference I've made on my own garden. I have one plant I've decided not to top, and then these other plants I did top. And now that they had time to develop, the difference between them is pretty obvious. First, look at the plant I left alone. The biggest thing you'll probably notice immediately is the height. This plant stretched up a lot taller than the others, and that makes sense when you look at it the way the plant naturally wants to grow. When I left that main growing point alone, that plant kept putting a lot of its energy into the main vertical structure. So visually, you might look at this one and think that's the biggest plant, but the height necessarily doesn't tell the whole story. When I look across the plant and compare how many productive sites have developed, this one doesn't look like it's going to give me much of an overall as some of the other shorter plants. It's taller, but the growth is more concentrated. And that's another reason why I want to make this video. A taller plant doesn't automatically mean bigger yield. Now I come over here and look at the plants I've topped. These are noticeably shorter, but look at how much more spread out everything is. Instead of having one dominant top racing above everything else, I ended up with multiple strong branches developing across the canopy. And that's the biggest visual difference I'm seeing. The untopped plant basically said I'm going up, and the top plant said I'm going out. And for my setup, that wider growth has made it easier to fill more of the available space. When I look across the top of these plants, I've got multiple sites sitting around a similar height instead of one main top towering over everything. This is where things get interesting. The shorter plants don't necessarily look impressive if you're judging them purely by height. But if we're going off colas, I've got more developed branches spread across the lighted area. Instead of depending heavily on one main top, that plant has several areas competing for that space. And that's something I've learned actually seeing these plants grow side by side. Structure matters just as much as size. A plant can be tall without filling horizontal space. Another plant can be shorter but have a wide canopy packed with productive sites. Now, I don't want to sit here and tell you topping automatically guarantees you a bigger harvest every single time. There's too many other things that can affect the final result. Plant genetics, environment exposure, light recovery, training, and overall health. All of that matters. I'm simply showing you what happened to my plants in this run. Right now, the untopped plant is taller, the top plants are shorter and wider, and based on the amount of developed growth I'm seeing, the top plants currently look like they're going to produce more overall. We're going to find out for sure when everything's finished. This is why I'm glad I ended up with this comparison. If I topped every single plant, I wouldn't have had this reference. Having that one on top plant sitting right beside the others lets you physically see what the training has changed. Same garden, same general environment, but two completely different structures, and that's something you can actually see instead of me just telling you about it. So I'm going to keep showing you both these guys as they finish developing. Will the taller on top plant surprise us with a bigger yield, or will the shorter and wider top plants end up producing more? We'll let the final results speak for themselves. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, drop a comment down below on what you want next, and we are out.